Today is Thursday. So yesterday, I have a story for you this morning. But before that, this is my yarnery mug. Love it. Drinking my coffee. Gotta get going soon. But yesterday, remember how I said I needed to find something to eat and then basically go to bed? I decided, okay, well, the only places that are open nearby me that I could get something quick would be like Burger King. And then I was like, well, and Burger King's not so bad because they have Impossible Whoppers now. And so I was like, I'll just get an Impossible Whopper. So I go to Burger King, there's someone in front of me. I get up there, the guy asks me what I want, and I tell him. And then on the screen, I see two Whopper Juniors, an Impossible Whopper, and an onion ring, which I did order an onion ring. And before I could correct him, the guy was like, oh, wait, you didn't order the Whopper Juniors. And I was like, no. And he's like, okay. So I get up to the window. And remember, there was only one person in front of me, right? He's like, what did you order? And I was like, Impossible Whopper with onion ring. And he was like, oh no, I gave your order to the people in front of you. And I was like, I just don't think that anyone ordered that simple of food. You know what I mean? Like it probably really messed up someone's order. And I was like, oh, like that's okay, whatever, you know. And he was like, okay, well, they just put in new onion rings in the fryer. Can you drive around to the front and wait for me to bring it out to you? And so I said, okay. So I drive around to the front. I'm listening to podcasts. I was listening to Keep Calm and Carry On. 10 minutes goes by. No one comes out. 15 minutes goes by. No one comes out. And I start to think, wait a minute, what time do they close on weekdays? What if they close and I haven't gotten my food? Thank God that guy gave me a receipt. And then 20 minutes, I was like, at 20 minutes, I'm gonna go in and figure out what's going on. So at 20 minutes goes by, I get out of my car, I go up to the door. The door's locked. Okay, you think, right? Sometimes places close their lounge or their dine-in before they close their drive-through. This was true in a sense, but there was a sign typed up, printed with ink printer that was running out of ink, that said that the dine-in area of this Burger King is closed until further notice. Like, it literally says, due to lack of staffing, they can't have the dining area open ever. So I was like, okay, but I still need my food. Like, I mean, I guess I could have sat in the drive-thru, but it's like, I can see people like workers in there, you know? So I just stood there and I held my receipt up to the door and waited and knocked until someone walked by, and the woman yelled we're closed, and I was like, I need my food, you know? And then immediately she was like, oh my God, and she opens the door and she was like, what do you mean? They didn't give you your food, you know? And then she starts, yelling at people to, get their shit together, and the manager was so angry at the people. And I, for my part, I never get mad at service staff, really. Even when I should be, I usually don't get mad at service staff. They have an annoying job, and it's what people. The guy who was supposed to be the guy who rang me up and messed up the orders, he comes out and he's like, oh my God, I forgot, I started washing dishes and I had my music in and I just got lost in my thoughts, I'm so sorry. And he was so apologetic, he's so concerned. And I watch as he painstakingly crafts my Impossible Whopper, gently puts the cheese down and gives it a little layer of pickles, and very very carefully puts it together, doesn't overdo the sauces, doesn't do it, wraps it up real carefully. It was so funny. And they like they gave me a bunch of stuff that I would not eat, like um just because like it was late at night and I had to go to bed, and like I just typically don't order stuff from like fast food places like that. But they gave me a milkshake, a Twix milkshake, they gave me cookies, they gave me fries and onion rings, which would be good if it was, you know, Burger King's fries from like 12 years ago, but new Burger King fries over the last decade are terrible, which is why when I go there I get onion rings, which are not great, but they're better than the fries. And to be clear, I don't go to Burger King that often, but I go more than never because they have the Impossible Whopper now. Yeah, so they were super and they gave me a refund. And again, all I wanted was my food. All I said was I'm hungry, you know. And they were like, I can't believe you're waiting out there. Like the manager was like, she was waiting outside for 20 minutes, you know, like. And it's like, okay, there is some argument to be said for the fact that I waited 20 minutes. The thing is that one, I'm Minnesotan. Like, it's just like I give the benefit of the doubt, and like I also hate confrontation. I also don't like having to go explain something like that. Like, even at places where you are supposed to order and wait for your meal, and you have your dumb number and you're waiting, like Culver's gives you a number and you pull ahead. I've been forgotten at Culver's before too, and it's just like I just hate having to get out of my car and go in and explain my situation. And so I was just really hoping that someone would remember. Like in my head when I was waiting, I was like, well, they're gonna see that I have food, right? Like, I mean, they started making it, and they're gonna see that someone didn't get their food, right? You know, like that was sort of like the thought process I had, but I was wrong. They didn't even make it. So anyway, that's my story. I got home at like 10:45 yesterday because of this debacle. So I had to eat really fast to make my 11 p.m. bedtime. So that's my story. My Whopper story. Today I have several meetings, and then I have my first follow-up insomnia clinic appointment. And we'll see how that goes. I'm really curious as to what the doctor says about my numbers. And then after that, I am meeting some of my old teaching colleagues at a Mexican restaurant nearby to say hi, because a couple of my old colleagues who now moved out of state, one is in DC and one is in Colorado, they're also both visiting because of the holidays, and so it's like we're doing a little Parkway reunion, so that'll be fun. I will check in a little bit later. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hey guys, so today I had several meetings and took up a lot of my time at work. It was a good day though. The meetings were good. I feel really good about where a lot of my project stuff is at. Then I had to go to my insomnia clinic appointment. So I may have misled you and myself because of cynicism. So I thought that we were just doing like I felt like the way he explained it to me first was like, do this like 6 to 10 week test trial thing and then see if you have insomnia. But he took my 8 days of data and, you know, put it all in a fancy spreadsheet with like lots of breakdowns and percentages and numbers, and basically something to the effect of, in order to feel rested, you need an 85 to 92% like quality or efficiency of sleep, and I'm at like a 65% on average. And he, you know, looking at my data and stuff, he just said, you know, like, yep, you fit in a classic chronic insomnia. And he said, I can give you as much or as little detail as you want. And I was like, I am a very detail-oriented person when it comes to knowledge. Like, give me all them deets. And so we went really in depth. I learned a lot of stuff I actually had no idea about sleep, and like much more in depth than I ever had any idea about with regards to circadian rhythms and all of the different factors that go into a night's sleep and how everything works together and what isn't working with me. And so we basically determined, or he determined, that I am getting on average about 5 hours of sleep with 8 hours of being in bedtime, like a little bit more than 5 hours, but on average 5.25 hours or so. And so he's like, okay, well, if you're sleeping for 5.25 hours, let's set your bedtime for 5.25 hours. So my bedtime is now 1:15, and I still get up. I'm still supposed to get up at 7 every day. And he was like, you're not, like, I mean, you really shouldn't feel much worse than you do now because you're not even sleeping for all of that time. And it's a lot more complicated than I'm describing it, I feel like, but it's just silly. And so we got into like a really funny back and forth where I was like, yeah, okay, but you said, you know, stay or get out of bed if you're not sleepy after 15 minutes. But I am sleepy, I am. And he's like, no, you're not. You're tired, you're exhausted, you're fatigued, but you're not sleepy. And I was like, I'm sleepy. And he's like, if you were sleepy, you would be sleeping. You are tired, but you're not sleeping. And I was like, okay, I guess that makes sense. So this is going to hopefully work to make me sleepy. We'll see. I mean, it's midnight and I'm tired, but I don't know if I'm sleepy. I'm very tired, but I don't know if I could fall asleep if I lay down right now. So, I mean, tomorrow's Friday and then I have a week off, so it'll be great to try. And I mean, there's like a whole plan, shifting bedtime and whatnot. So we'll see how that goes. So after I finished my appointment, I went out with my old colleagues. I don't know why I I was like too jazzed up from all of the information that I had just learned that I didn't even like consider like getting any film or whatever. We just like ate like chips and guac and queso, and I got a dessert because I was really craving a dessert. And we just like talked and whatnot, like caught up, heard some really interesting, really funny stories. Hashtag can't make this up, hashtag middle school. And came home, watched he play ITG for a little bit. I was in a downswing, so I was too tired Wow, it's really hard to open my eye just then. Because I'm tired. I was too tired to do anything, so mostly we just chatted and whatnot, and then we watched several episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We are really late on that train. I knew I'd like it. I love Mike Schur, and I love Andy Samberg, and I love all of the characters on that show so much. And so we just finished season 3, so that's exciting. Especially because like we like do not watch new shows. We watch the same ones over and over again. And then Steve had to go to bed because he has to get up and get ready for work tomorrow, and is a more normal person than me. So I'm down here by myself. I'm doing some knitting. I just edited my video from yesterday, and I'm gonna get it uploaded. That's what I was looking over at, just to make sure it was still downloading. Tomorrow, we're not going up north tomorrow. We're going up north on Saturday. So yeah, so I'm just gonna work on finishing my Advent sock. I don't know if I'll have time to finish it tonight, just because of getting my, well, I guess I'll upload day 18 tonight, and it won't matter to get 19 up, but I'm gonna at least get the clips on the computer, and then I can edit it tomorrow. Yeah, so I'll gotta finish the toe so I can get started on my second sock. I hope everyone had a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Leave me a comment if you liked it, or if you have any suggestions, and I will check in again tomorrow. Only a few days left of Vlogmas. Gonna miss you guys. Have a good night. Bye.